My name is Erin, and this is the Unconquered Butterfly channel. Today we're going to talk about Fibromyalgia Essentials. So, things I brought into my life since having fibromyalgia that I find help me get through my day more easily. They help me either feel better, use less energy on smaller things. That way I can devote the energy that I have to things I want to do. And yeah, they just generally help me feel better. So this might be a little bit of a longer one because I have multiple things, and they're kind of right over there. But so just bear with me. So to start out, I have two different heating pad things that I use. This one for your shoulders, obviously it's kind of weighted, you can see right here. So this one I would use to do my upper and shoulder area. I find heat works really well for me, for my muscles. I know that some cold, doing different hot cold things help other people, but for me normally just heat works best. And then I have this one. This one is the one that I kind of keep right at my seat on the couch because it's more versatile. I just kind of use it wherever I feel like I need it, on a leg, on the lower back, on my arms or something, whatever I feel like I need. And so that's why I have two. So I really enjoy having these. Living in the Pacific Northwest, it gets kind of cold and rainy for 3 out of the 4 seasons, somewhat. And I combat that cold, rainy weather with heat. So you'll find that I also have a heating blanket. Let's go to that. As I mess up my nice layout. So this is my heating blanket. I keep it plugged in at the couch. I don't use it at night. I use it only during the day when I'm sitting in my usual spot, my comfy spot on the couch. It looks really big because I wanted it to be like a full-size blanket rather than just a throw. And so I think it's like a full. But it's wonderful. I have it next to me on the couch, and I get it out in the fall, and I'll probably keep it out until it's predominantly warm in the spring. And I use it daily. I love it. So some opposites. And in the summer here, at least in the valley, it can get really hot. And I get overheated real easily. So I have these. They are frozen pads, essentially. Frozen, I don't know, just frozen pads. I don't know. I keep them in the freezer, obviously, and I will pull them out when I feel like I'm getting overheated, and put one behind my neck and one on my lower back. And that normally helps me from feeling nauseous or getting a migraine from the heat in the summer. But also they could be used to help your muscles if cold helped. So I'm not sponsored by Salon Paws, but I love them. I find that lidocaine is probably the greatest thing that helps stop me from feeling painful in certain areas. And of course, it's all throughout my body, and I can't just shower in Salon Paws, although that would be kind of amazing. I have patches, and then I have this kind of roll-on topical. I like the roll-on topical a bit better than the patches because these stick, but then when you start to go do things, they don't stick too well for long periods. But also, I feel like they last longer, so it's a give and take. But yeah, so I find that lidocaine is probably the most helpful. I often use this on my shoulders, on my neck. When I'm at work, I have a lotion that has arnica in it that I'll use for my forearms, my hands for typing and things like that. So just kind of pain blocking topicals is helpful for me, but because it has like an active ingredient like lidocaine, I would recommend talking with your doctor first before using them, just in case. You never know. But yes, I find these are helpful. So obviously you've met Sandy in a prior video where I talk about how I use a cane on my bad days. She folds up, which I really like, and then I did this like friendship and bracelet inspired like thing with a like elastic sort of circle that I can then hold it together, because otherwise it didn't come with anything to hold it together. It came with I believe it came with like a bag that it was supposed to fit in, but this foot I bought as an extra accessory so that it would stand on its own, and because of that it like no longer fits in the bag, so that kind of made the bag obsolete. So this was my like improvised way of keeping it all together. I'll put it in a big purse, and if we're like going out for a day walking around, I'll just put Sandy in like one of my bigger purses and pull her out when I need her, if that ever like is an issue, if I'm like walking. Oftentimes if I'm traveling like in an airport, I will have her in my purse when I go through security, but then get her out when I have to walk from security to a gate, especially because that can be a long walk. And so yeah, I find that she's helpful for that. So one of the things that I did for ease, for using less energy, was you can, if you have lamps, you can buy this. I honestly don't even remember the brand. I'd have to like see if I still have the box, but essentially it's a remote that can turn on and off anything you have plugged into it. So like the unit plugs into the wall, and then it has a ability to have something plugged into that. And so we have like lamps plugged into it. That's pretty much, oh, well, we have like the Christmas lights, so like I can turn them off and then on. So essentially this one, the way this one works is there are 5 different units that you can have plugged in around the house. And so the Christmas lights are connected to unit number 2, so I know that 2 turns them. If I click like on or off on number 2, it'll turn them on or off. So I like this because it means I don't have to get up from wherever I am and walk to turn off like a light switch or a lamp or anything like that. So it saves me a bit of energy in that sense. One thing I would caution though, for fibromyalgia, sitting in one spot or laying in one spot for too long can tighten up your muscles and feel like they're stiff and make it hard to then get moving again. So although I definitely like this and use this all the time, I still find I get up for other things, like I get up to get myself some more coffee, or I get up to like get myself another drink, things like that. In a future video, I'll probably go talk a little bit about like this in more depth, but yeah, essentially staying still for too long with fibromyalgia is not good. You need to be like moving up and moving at least somewhat to make sure that your muscles are loose and not stiff and tight and painful. So some movement throughout the day is good for you, even if it's just like taking yourself from your bed to the bathroom and then back again. But yeah, and if it's with a walker or a cane, you know, that's all good. But movement is extremely important. So I have this to avoid movement, but it's only one thing in my life that I use to help just ease the energy required to then get up and turn on and off these things. So I wouldn't recommend like going overboard with things in this realm of, okay, I can now master of my house type of thing right here from this seat and I don't have to move. But for like one thing, for like turning on and off lights, it's really nice, it's really easy, it's great. Just generally to have like, it's just nice to have like a remote. And this unit came with 2 remotes, so technically you can have one like in 2 different parts of the house, and the range is pretty good on them, so you don't have to be like I've accidentally turned on like my porch lights from another room because I've clicked the wrong number. So yeah, I like this because it reduces the amount of energy that I need to use in a day, or that I would use on doing like just small things like turning on and off the lights. So instead I can use it towards something else that I'd rather do, like go and walk around the block or something. Hi, Mochi. So for me, I find that I have a lot of hip and tailbone pain when I sit in pretty much most seats. My hips will get stiff, and I just am like generally like painful. And so I use this orthopedic cushion. I use it mostly at work, honestly. I had to bring it home to then show you. But I will take it to like, say, a movie theater if I know I'm going to one with like the seats not very comfortable. Our car is pretty comfortable, but I have taken it on like long road trips. Excuse me. On long road trips. And then, yeah, I use it like the entire time I'm at work, basically. So, sorry, it's gotten really bright. So yeah, I find that it's super helpful. It's pretty freaking amazing. I don't know what I'd do without this cushion, honestly. And yeah, so that's it for that one. So, with brain fog, I sometimes can't remember if I took my medications or when I took them last. So this is amazing. I'm also pretty lazy, so this is another time saver. Basically, it's the whole month. And so on like the last day of the last month, I'll take like 10 or 15 minutes to fill this up. And then I'm good for the next 30 days or 31 days, whatever it might be. And then I fill it up again. I was finding that the week pill, like, organizers, I would basically fill it up for the week, make it through that week, and then not take the time to fill it up again, and then I wouldn't use it for the next week, and then I'd remember to use it, and then I'd forget, and then, yeah, it wasn't a very good way for me to remember to take my medication. So instead I got this 1 month pill organizer. It has the days written on the top. It has an AM and a PM option. And the days come out, as you can see. So like if I were traveling, say like for 4 or 5 days out of like the month of December, since we're in that, I would just take those 4 or 5 days, like whatever date they might be, out of this and put it in my bag or put it in my purse. It's also nice because like if I'm gonna be gone or something for the full day and I feel like I'm gonna need to take my PM ones before I can get back or something like that, I can just grab the day out. So yeah, it seems a little like daunting with all of these different little canisters to fill up, but it honestly like takes me 10-15 minutes. I just do like all the AMs and then I go back and I do all the PMs, and it doesn't really take that long. So, and I like that I only have to do it once a month rather than like 4 times a month. It's easier to remember to do it once than 4. So yeah, this is my way of remembering. It also tells me it'll remind me what days I didn't do it. Because if I forget, then there'll just be like there'll be pills left in that one. And so I can say, oh yeah, I forgot my PM pills on the 2nd. Like I didn't take those or something. Whatever it might be. And because I fill it up, it allows me to know when my medications are going to run out way beforehand. So like, it's hard to see, but this one right here, that is the first day that I will be out of one of my prescription medications. And then this one up here is the first day that I will be out of one of my other prescription medications. And so I turn them upside down so you can't see the numbers, so that I know that first off, there are medications I need to order refills of. And then second, that this day it's going to be short one pill and I need to put that pill into here. And then essentially I would have to do that for the rest of them as well when I get the medication in the mail. So basically it just lets me know I'm never like surprised by running out of medications. I know when I'm going to run out, and I know that I need to order them like way beforehand. So then that way I have them. So I like this for that reason. But yes, it looks like I'm an old lady with lots of pills. It's okay. Whatever. All right, this one. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted a picture of my shower chair and mentioned, I think, something along the lines of, you know, shower chairs aren't just for little old ladies. So we actually got this shower chair when my grandmother was going to be coming to visit so that she could shower. But after she left, I found that for me, on bad days when showering seems super daunting, it's great to have, because I can just sit and shower and, you know, like suds up my body, and it helps me keep my hygiene. So I love it. I also, my shower head like can come off and be like a wand. So that, obviously I couldn't bring that out here to show you, but so that's helpful as well when you're sitting down to be able to take that shower head off and make sure that you suds up and rinse off everywhere. So yeah, so basically it helps me keep my hygiene up even when I'm feeling pretty crappy. So that's wonderful. I might actually have to get on my chair to get some of these because they're like further away. All right, so 2 more things. This is Bertha. She is a body pillow. And I honestly was having so much trouble trying to sleep when I was like before I was on like some of my current medications, that I was just so painful trying to fall asleep. I just wouldn't be able to. I'd stay awake for like 3 or 4 hours just tossing and turning. And I found that Bertha helped kind of reduce that, not completely obviously, but helped reduce that time that I was like uncomfortable trying to fall asleep. And she's pretty awesome. It was honestly, she's like the Amazon basic body pillow, and I got like 2 pillowcases. So she's not anything super special, but I love her. I honestly would not be able to sleep without her. It's amazing. I think we took a road trip in June this past year, and I took her with me because I was like, I can't not have her. So yeah, in March we're gonna be flying, and I don't know what I'll do because I won't be able to fly with her, but you know, I'll just be kind of sad for those days. I won't get as good of sleep. So the last thing that I have 2 more things. So this is a second to last thing. So this is a poem that sits right next to me by the couch. It's my favorite poem. and it's called Invictus by William Ernest Henley. And essentially the poem is about not being conquered by whatever it is. It doesn't name what that thing is, but it's that like heavy weight or that thing you're dealing with in your life, and not letting it conquer you. So for me, that would be fibromyalgia. So I like to keep it there to kind of, you know, inspiration, or just to keep me motivated. I like to read it, and it helps me just remind myself that, you know, I can't let it conquer me, and I need to just keep pushing on. So, the last thing is a bracelet here, which is going to be hard to see. It's engraved, and essentially it says fibromyalgia, chronic pain, chronic fatigue, and then it says, please ask me what my pain level is. I love this bracelet. It's one of the more recent things I've gotten, because it looks pretty, you know, also, but it's really for myself. Although it's engraved and it's like in like the narrative of someone else reading it and then asking me what my pain level is, I use it to remind myself to check in with my body. So whenever I notice it, like I'm at work and I notice it because I've like, you know, probably banged it on the counter or something like that, I'm like, oh yeah, how do I feel right now? So it just reminds me to check in, be like, okay, what's painful? You know, like, should I be doing some stretches? Do I need to get my salon paws out? You know, that type of thing. Because I feel like individuals, at least myself with chronic illness, we just get so used to living in that pain and that fatigue that we forget to, like, we forget that there are things we could be doing, little things that could help it, help relieve it. Like sitting at your desk and doing a bit of like chair stretching and desk stretching, or the salon paws, or my like lotion, my arnica lotion, things like that. So it helps me remind myself to check in with my body, see how I'm feeling at that moment, and evaluate what I might need to do to help reduce my pain level if it seems to be rising. It also helps me check in with my stress level, because stress and the pain go hand in hand. So the more stress I feel, the more stressed I am, the more pain I will feel, the more painful I'll be, essentially. So I really like it. It reminds me that I have fibromyalgia, because sometimes I forget. And it reminds me to check in with my body. I'm sure that there are other things that I use, that I love and that I use daily that I'm just forgetting. But if there is anything that you use that I did not include in here that you guys love or recommend, please leave it in the comments below, so that, I mean, like, I would love to know if there's something I'm not using that would be that would be helpful for me, but also it's likely to be helpful for others. So yeah, if there's something you like and use that you find helpful for you, please add it to the comments below. And then, you know, like and subscribe if you'd like to follow me and continue seeing future videos. I think in the future we're gonna talk a bit more about like medications or things like that that seem to be helpful. I am a weirdo. I enjoy reading scientific peer-reviewed articles, so we might read some of those new ones that have come out about fibromyalgia, so that we can stay up to date on all of the research going on. And I am flying in March, so I plan to do a video about how I fly, what I bring with me of my essentials to fly, and kind of just my thought process when I'm going through the process of traveling, what I'm thinking about, what I'm trying to make sure that I do or avoid, things like that. So yeah, if you'd like to continue watching my video, please like, subscribe, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your month. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year's. I'm sure I'm going to put another video for the holidays, but just in case, if you don't see that one, I wish you a happy holiday, a happy new year, and I love you all. Thanks.